Hi, welcome to day number 5 of History of Measurement. We are going to be answering evaluating reflection questions on the activity that you did from day number 4 and throughout the rest of the design notebook. So to do this, remember to be detailed. Talk about your activity and your experience doing it. And we're going to have some links already in your design notebook that we're going to need to click on just to help guide our answers. So let's look at this together. We're at the History of Measurement Design Notebook, and remember day number 5. So I can click on day number 5 here. That'll take me straight to where I need to be. And for this, we have evaluating questions, and we're going to explain the answers in as much detail as we can, use complete sentences, and then there are some links here, a few others down below that we will refer to help us. So the first question, and a lot of these are going to be talking about your measuring activity from day number 4. How many measurements did you take? So this answer may be different for all students. If you look up above, from day number 4, you had this chart. Now those of you who did all 10 objects and 3 different ways for each one, well, that would be 30 different measurements. Some of you, though, maybe only got up to the should do or must do part, and maybe you only did 1 or 2 different ways. And so you need to right now count how many different measurements did you have. This right here would be 1 measurement, 2 measurements, 3 measurements. So that would be how you count them. Let's just say you did all 10 objects in 3 different ways. That's a total of 30 measurements. Next, how many measurements were exactly the same as your partner? So you would go up, and in this example here, out of the 3 that I have, this is 2 and 3. That's not the same. This is 10 and 10. Yeah, that is the same. And this is 4 and 5. So that's not the same. So, for example, here, this is 1 of the same measurements. You need to count through all of your measurements that you've done and answer how many of them are exactly the same. So let's just say, for the sake of this example here, I'm going to say 3 of them are the exact same. So the next question then is going to be comparing those answers here, and we're going to write it as a ratio, which is a fraction, and to show how many measurements were the same compared to how many total measurements you took. So again, this may be different for everybody. You have to look at the answers you did right up above here. How many were the same? Well, that's your answer to number 2. I did 3 of them that were the same. And then how many measurements were taken? That's my answer to question number 1, 30. So my ratio is 3 out of 30 measurements were the same. So we're going to now take this answer for the next question, and we need to write that as a percent. What percent of my measurements match my partner's? So it's 3 out of 30. And so this is where you go up, and if you're not sure how to convert a fraction to a percent, there are 2 links here, 2 videos that will help guide you to converting that to a percent. When I try watching the video, since I'm already recording this video, it doesn't allow me to do that. So I'm going to just allow you to, if you need to pause this video, click on the link, and then watch how to convert a fraction to a percent. In this situation, for me, my answer ends up being 10%. 10% of the measurements were the same. So the next few questions now, notice it is an orange background, and that is the should do question. So it's a little bit higher level, but this is what it would take to get up to that 5th or 6th grade. First question, what does it mean when we say that those historical forms are measurement are non-standard? So the measurements you did of fathom, cubit, palm, foot, your actual foot, those are non-standard. What does that mean? And if you're still not sure, click on this link. It'll take you to a YouTube video, and that'll help guide your answer of what non-standard measurements mean. Remember to answer in complete sentences here. The next question, how do you think early engineers built the pyramids with such inaccurate measurement systems? Now, if you're not sure what the pyramids are, I'm going to pull up a couple Google images here. And so these were pyramids that were built hundreds, thousands of years ago, And how they were built so perfectly and precise is still a mystery to many people. And so if you're thinking, I don't know, well, most people don't know. So use your best educated guess and give reason of how do you think they built the pyramids when they didn't have a ruler or a tape measure. They built it with non-standard ways of doing that. So how do you think they did it? The next question, there are two main standardized systems of measurement, the metric and the US standard. And so if you're not sure what each of those are, you can click on the link and that'll go through different ways of metric measurements and US measurements. And then you can answer your question in on the side here. The next question is explore the metric system of measurement, explore the US standard system of measurement, and write down just what did you learn about each system. So there are several bullet points here. Write down one thing per bullet point of what did you learn about each one. And you can click on those links to learn a little bit more about each system. A few more questions. Do you think we should use the metric, or do you think we should use the English system in the United States? So the United States is one of the only countries to use the English system. Pretty much the whole world used the metric system of measuring of centimeters, meters, kilometers, rather than using feet, inches, pounds. They use the metric system. So which one do you think we should use and why? And I'm going to encourage you to think deeper than just saying the English because I'm used to it. Because if we're thinking of hundreds of years down the road, what do you think will be better for our country? Give reasons why. And the last two questions, what is one example of success that you had during this entire project? So think from day 1 all the way up to day number 5 right now. Give one example of success. And then the next question, what's been the most challenging part of this project? Write your answer in here. So a lot of questions to answer today, but you have all the work time just to answer these questions. Take your time to look through those links. Part of having that growth mindset is embracing that challenge, looking through the websites rather than just opting out and skipping through it to be done quicker. So show that growth mindset, answer all these questions, and let us know if you need help.